So you're close to the end of high school, and you're still not sure what path you should choose. Or maybe you've been working for some time now and feel ready for a change. Whatever the case may be, you know you have to be able to take an interest in the work you're doing, because you're different. You don't want a career like everyone else's. You want to help people. There are many colleges and many options, but we can make your decision a little easier. Welcome to Sheridan College, home of the best SSW program in the province. That's not just talk. We'll introduce you to the students, peer mentors, and professors who put this experience on top. Sheridan College was founded in 1967 and currently hosts over 17,000 full-time students. It has received international acclaim for many of its programs, including social service studies. This is Sheridan's Davis campus, located in Brampton, Ontario. Thousands of students attend classes here every day and make use of the college's many facilities. Among the crowds of young men and women studying here, many are enrolled in the social service worker program. Now that you've had a look around, I think it's time to meet them.
What is social service work to you?
Social service work to me is about helping people in need, so doing nice things for people without expecting anything in return. It's altruistic.
Social work to me is basically like helping people make a difference in their life.
What's the most interesting thing you've got from the program so far?
So far, I learned that when dealing with clients, there are certain things you need to do, such as not standing over your client. And when counseling, you need to sit on an angle, and you need to use open and ended questions. And when making your environment welcoming and professional, and also you have to take everything in consideration.
It would have to be empowerment. You're basically putting power back into their hands.
What do you want to get out of the program?
Well, I would want to have certain skills that I need to have as a SSW, like having a better communication skills when dealing with different clients.
What do you want to get out of this program?
I think the biggest thing I want to get out of this program is to improve myself, because as a social worker, you have to be open-minded, you have to be accepting of other people, regardless of their race, background, ethnicity. You need to go into work every day and not have a single ounce of prejudice in your mind. And I think that's something that I like to work on myself, and it has to be something that's both conscious and that's something that's in your subconscious as well too.
What do you think about the teachers at Sheridan College?
I like all of the teachers that I have this semester. I find they're very helpful, they're including, they like to communicate, and they really promote a social environment within the classroom, so we all get to be involved in class discussions, and if we ever need any sort of help, we have all the contact information we could ever possibly need.
I think the teachers are good. They come from very diverse backgrounds, they're professional, and they have a lot of experience behind them. So they really have a lot of insight into a lot of social problems there.
What's your favorite class and why?
My favorite class has to be psychology, because I mean it's like a different kind of perspective to look at social work as. It's like a different lens that you look through when you're talking about social work. I mean we have all our other social work classes that are based on like counseling and the actual environment of doing like counseling and advocating for change and stuff and going out there and stuff. But then when you go to psychology, it's all about how the mind works. And I don't know, when I learn about stuff in psychology, I mean there's a lot of good stuff that relates and connects to being a social worker. Like when we learn about motivation, or when we learn about basically we learn about how people behave, how people think, and how people act, and why they act or what are the possibilities of why they do things that they do. And I think as a social worker, when you're dealing with people, you can, by looking through this lens, you can kind of get an idea of what they're going through and why they've done what they've done, or why they're going through what they're going through. And I think that would help a lot. And it's really interesting. I think it's good to have like a scientific side to social work. If you don't understand what empathy is, if you don't understand what understanding is, if you have the science and the facts behind it with psychology, it really, I find it really interesting.
I think my favorite class might be Nancy's Social Work Foundations class, partly because it teaches you the techniques you need to interact with clients, and partly because Nancy is a very entertaining teacher.
So what brought you to Sheridan?
Well, I finished my school at York University. I took psychology, and while I was going through my years, I noticed that something was missing, and I wasn't really motivated to really go to class or anything. All the things I was teaching, it didn't really apply to what I wanted to do when I was done. So I did my research in my last year. I found social work is something that I can connect to. I want to actually make a difference, because like in my part-time job, I'd go to work, and if I was to be sick, or if I got injured or hurt and I couldn't come to work anymore, I wouldn't be missed. My job would basically just be taken up by someone else or a computer. So I want to actually do something that made a difference.
What initially brought me to Sheridan was, not only was it the most practical choice, it's close to my house and everything, and it's the most convenient like location-wise and school-wise for where I am in my life right now. It's the most practical choice that I've made in regards to where to go for school. And I went to Sheridan because they have high standards for students and the high expectations that they set for them and their faculty. It seemed like a good place to go.
What do you love most about the program?
There are a lot of things I love about the program. I don't think I could just pinpoint one. I think that we have an award-winning faculty. I think that the events on campus that we have are amazing. I love my peers. I love the support systems that we have at Sheridan. So, yeah, all of that.
What personal qualities or attitudes do you think every future social service worker should have?
Okay. The personal qualities, I think they need to be passionate, they need to be curious, and they need to have the confidence that they're out there to change the world, right? Not only to help people. When I talk to SSW students, most of them have that, they answer, yes, I want to help people, right? But how do you help people? And I think that becoming aware of what's going on in the world is quite crucial. You do need to, like I was saying before, you do need to know about our democratic process, for example. Who is in power, voting, like stuff that the students may think that is not really relevant. It is very relevant.
Referring to Sheridan's social service worker program, what do you value most about the curriculum that's offered?
I would say that Sheridan has a very strong academic program within the community for social service worker. We have a very strong scope for the different levels of years that we have. Primarily, the first semester is a very good foundation year with a great scope of programs. Ranging from an introductory to the program with the introductory to social service work, and it has programs, again, like dimensions of teams and small groups as well, which teach our students how to develop relationships within groups and how to work within teams, which is, again, primarily what social workers do. It also then is the prerequisite into more intense programs, which are focusing on higher levels of groups. So we have programs that take you from really beginning entry level into more intense levels that you're going to sort of be engaging in throughout the 2 years.
What skills have you attained and developed through the program?
Okay, so I've developed, I guess, my patience. Everybody has patience, so I developed it through the program. That's by, working with the groups, and that was a lot of things. There was a lot of group work, so dealing with different personalities, and I'm not saying that you're not going to deal with difficult situations with people, but you learn to be patient with them, you learn to compromise, you learn to problem solve and come up with a solution that is valid, that's positive, that's beneficial to everybody. And I think that those attributes are definitely important when it comes to the field. You definitely have to have patience in our business. So yeah, I feel like I've gotten those from the program the most.
Now you've heard from the students, you've heard from the professors, you've heard from the peer mentors and the graduates. You know that you're in good hands and that you're among friends. There's work out there that's worth doing. There are people out there that need help. Now you know where to go to be equipped to help them. You've got a career ahead of you, friend. Let's get started.
What do you want to get out of this? So, what brought you to Sheridan?
Your voice is exactly how Jovar interpreted it. What is social work to you?
Well, before I thought that social work to me What do you think social What is SSW to you?
No, you have to say social work.
Come on.
What is social service work to you?
Social service work to me is about helping people in need. Oh, I don't know.
Open up discussions, they keep you thinking about everything. It helps you to keep an open mind.
Why do you choose Sheridan's SSW program?
Well, for one, I'm very passionate about social justice issues. So, wait a second, was that one of the questions?
Based on your life experiences, what do you think is most critical for the function of an SSW?
I have no idea.
Told ya.